Welcome to Provider Processing's video tutorial series on collecting payment and bringing past due accounts current. In these tutorials, we will reveal the importance of having updated, easy-to-follow, modern methods of increasing cash flow. In this episode, we will focus on generating compelling statements and when to send them, and how this will make your life easier and increase revenue to the practice. Do you have patients who'd like to come into your practice dripping with jewelry, or want to tell you about a great vacation they just took, or want to show you their brand new car? And these are the very patients who have an outstanding balance with you? Frustrating, to say the least. You have to face facts and realize the expenses of running the business side of healthcare is out of control. From skyrocketing malpractice insurance premiums and student loan repayment, leases, utilities, supplies, equipment costs, annual inspections, compliance requirements, continuing education, then trying to pay yourself and employees proper compensation levels. Add to that, no one wants to pay you. Insurance companies are a joke, always looking for ways not to pay. Medicare, if you deal with it, pays pennies on the dollar. And all of your patients assume you and the entire staff are swimming in cash. The facts are the decline in patient payments at the time of treatment and ineffective post-visit collections can be attributed to 5 dangerous oversights nearly all practices make. The 5 dangerous oversights are not having a sound financial policy or having patients completely fill in information forms, not accurately asking for payment at the time of treatment, not sending effective statements via regular mail and email, not utilizing modern techniques and technology, and not making distinctive collection calls. The simple thing to convey is you want to make it easier for your patients to pay than not to pay. Humans consistently look for easier, faster ways and paths of least resistance. Make it easier to pay and difficult not to, and guess what? The patients will pay. Every employee would love to receive, and every employer would love to give higher incomes and bonuses. But in order for that to happen, you, like many of our clients, must have money flying at you from all directions. If you currently do not have multiple revenue streams and patients paying you like clockwork, you had better get a clear picture as to what is happening, because it really is quite simple. In order to keep the doors open, the lights on, and payroll covered, money has to come in. And keep in mind, it's Doc's job to treat the patient and be the hero or heroine, and it is the staff's job to ensure money is coming in. If the staff does not bring in the money, how do you expect the employer to keep covering payroll? If you have ever made any of these "why ain't I been paid" phone calls and ever thought there must be an easier way, well, there is. The founder of Provider Processing has helped thousands of medical, dental, vision, chiropractic owners and staff bring in millions of dollars in revenue over the last decade. A few helpful hints you will need as you study these video tutorials is to make sure to take notes. Keep an eye out for these symbols, as you will see quick tips on modern techniques and technology appear at times throughout the tutorials, or reminders to free downloads. I strongly suggest you download the free forms prior to watching any videos so you may read along. And lastly, we are big fans of keeping it simple. We will make it easier for the patients to pay than not to pay. Having free and continual access to these training tutorials will compel your practice and staff to have sound financial policies and patient forms in place, accurately asking for payment, sending effective statements via regular and electronic mail, utilizing modern technology and techniques, and making distinctive collection calls. And in this episode, we will be focusing on having compelling statements and knowing when to send them. In order for people to take you and your collection efforts seriously, you must send out modern statements. The most modern and successful practices will send out statements that meet all 4 of the following criteria. Your statement must be on a full sheet of paper. Just sending an invoice slip will not get it done. Your statement will include graphics such as your logo and the logos of the credit cards your office accepts. There will be color, not just on the graphic, but the dollar amount that is owed must be in red. And speaking of red, here's a great trick to get your envelope opened immediately. And why would we want your statement opened? Well, studies show bills that get opened get paid. On the outside of your envelope in red ink, you can get a stamp for less than $10 that reads "Do not bend." Now you may be wondering, why would you do that? Well, the funny thing is, so will your patient. Seriously, have you ever received an envelope with those words on it? What was in it? Some sort of a goodie, right? Well, in our collections call episode, you will find out about the art of collecting payment during an inbound phone call, and this plays right into that. Now think about this. You will have patients who will call. They'll be a bit confused, thinking the statement you sent them is missing something. Now be ready for this call, because it will come. Hi Sam, this is Mr. Sleets. I've got an envelope here from you, and it says do not bend. Oh, well, you didn't bend it, did you? Well, no, but why did you put that on there? Oh, well, we just didn't want anything bad to happen to it. But anyway, while I've got you on the phone, I noticed on your ledger here we've got an outstanding balance of $200. Do you have a credit card there handy? We'll go ahead and take care of that. Now, guess what? It works. So do it. Now, make sure to include a return envelope, but do not stamp it. A return envelope will make it easier for them to pay. It's a relatively small expense for a great return. The last of the 4 criteria you will want to make sure your statement meets is giving the patient convenient ways to pay you. Make sure they can send you their credit or debit card number, but why not send them right to your website? It's quick and easy for them, and you receive an email when payments are made 24/7. Just because the office is closed for the day doesn't mean your accounts receivable should be. Practitioners and admin staff have wondered, when is the right time to send statements to the patient? Well, ideally, never. If you are collecting 100% of your fees at the time of service, there's no need to send statements. However, if you must send statements, we strongly suggest you get the statement in the mail quick enough that it shows in the mail no longer than a month after the patient's visit. You want to stay current. Don't give the patient reason not to pay. If there has not been payment, send the second statement at 40 days. The longer you wait, the more likely that statement is to not get paid. Also remember, with the most modern software and techniques, you will want to set automatic payments on patient cards and checking accounts. Relying on patients to send in payment via the mail may not be the best solution. And remember, now that you have a proper financial policy, stick to it and make sure to collect on late fees. You do not want to be sending mixed messages to your patients. Now, there will be some patients who just will not be able to collect on. But before you give up and decide to write the account off as uncollectible, there are a few other options. Do a quick Google search of flat rate pre-collection letter service, and you will find companies that will send out letters that will compel some patients to take action, and it is reasonably priced. Now, ultimately, you may have to work with a collection agency in order for them to do their job to the best of their ability. Do not give them accounts that are so old that no one would be able to collect on them. Chances of collecting payment on aged accounts over 4, 5, and 6 months or older plummet regardless of who is chasing that money, you or a professional. Now, we wish you and your business much success. It is no secret, when business is good and accounts receivables are in check, everyone is happier. Remember, bonuses, raises, pay rate increases can only come from healthy bottom lines. And just as you have seen many major advancements in medicine over the years, you've also seen many major advancements in how payment is accepted, from trade to cash to even outdated methods of taking payment. I would highly recommend you take a look at the last payment system your practice will ever use. This software is guaranteed to make your collection efforts easier and open new revenue streams. Through Provider Processing's exclusive relationship with PayJunction, the industry's foremost paperless and BPA-free processor, your practice will qualify for a free trial by clicking on any of the green buttons. You can even schedule or get instant access to a webinar by clicking on any of the orange buttons, and I would strongly suggest you take a look. Now, should you have any questions about the video tutorial you have just watched, or to find out more about PayJunction software and how it can make your life easier at the office, feel free to contact us anytime. Thank you.